Use your body. Good. So sink, sink, sink. Drop. No, drop again. You get it, right? Drop. Drop. Here, drop. Here. Here. Drop. Right. Sink more.
Oh, yeah. Oh. What is up, everybody? Nicholas. We're back and hit a little light leg day, 3 sets of squats. I went heavier, that's why I was doing less reps. Hit the 425 first set. I did 7 reps. Not a big deal. I'm not getting that down on myself. I'm still kind of recovering from my last leg day, the basement leg day, where I just horsed around with 365 for 14 and then so on. Traps are getting a lot thicker and girthier. I'm getting a really thick shaft for my neck, and we're seeing some gains in the midst of this calorie deficit, in the midst of freaking losing weight, which actually I want to talk about because I've not been doing it properly. I've actually gained weight. Sorry. I've actually gained weight since... My bad, guys. I got to keep in mind this microphone's very sensitive. But yeah, I messed up. I was supposed to lose like 5 pounds this week, and I actually gained like 1 pound. I fricked up and I ate a bunch of cookies. My mom made cookies. I'm like, Mom, get that crap away from me. I can't have that crap near me. You know what I'm saying? Chocolate chip cookies. I sucked on 8 of those. All right, not straight to the tummy. But it's kind of just a day-by-day thing, day-by-day, turning down temptations, not even with food, with everything, you know. Frick it, I'll say, even prawn, you know, turn down prawn. You know, you want to watch prawn, but you can't. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to benefit you, you know. I'm just saying shit like the sky's blue and the grass is green right now. This is all cliche stuff known from the dawn of time, but yet no one really lives by it, you know. Everyone wants to, I know right from wrong, but am I actually willing to act it out and freaking live that way? That's a whole nother thing, you know. We got the gym part. Me personally, I got the gym part, that discipline down, you know, the training part, cardio part, the eating part. You know, it's like the Bible says, we battle not with flesh, but it's spiritual warfare. It's not exactly how the scripture goes, but I kind of got to really milk this speech out, fellas, because I only recorded 3 sets. But yeah, it's a spiritual warfare. You know, you gotta say no, thank you to the demons. You gotta say, get behind me, Satan. Satan, get behind me. You have no power. Absolutely no power around these parts. God does. And the more you do that, the easier it is to give a stiff arm to sin, to temptation, to lust. You could actually focus on what freaking matters. You know, I feel like demons, they focus on, they try to prey on victims that have a low vibration, that are very down and have very depressed energy. You know, just depressed guys. Women, specifically, they try to prey on women, the open-minded people. Why the frick do you think Satan, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, went for Eve? Because she's more open-minded. I bet you if you went to Adam and said, hey, Adam, look at this, Adam would say, absolutely not. Be gone. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. Satan, get behind me. I was told these orders from God himself, the creator of the universe. The one that you couldn't even hang with. The one you couldn't even live with in the kingdom. Just think about it. Where did pride... Satan was a manifestation of pride. He started to form an ego. And then God felt another ego. And that ego that he felt of Satan's had potential. It wasn't an ego out of goodness and love and compassion. It was an ego out of wanting to fulfill your own passions and desires. Guys, I really hope I don't go back over this and freaking... I hope not raping you guys. But... today's lift was a good lift. I still kind of felt sore going into it. I'm gonna give you a little rundown. Did 3 sets of squats. First 2 sets was 425, and the third set bumped it down to 405. Just went low reps today. I had 2 sets on leg press, a total of 16 plates on that sucker. And then I did 2 sets of leg extensions, and then 3 sets of hamstring curls. And ran some errands, got the necessities. Now I'm back home, waiting for tomorrow, so I can freaking hit push. Is that all life is? Just waiting for the next workout? And the answer is no. You know, that's why you need a relationship with God. You need to study up on the life of Jesus and the Spirit, the Christ consciousness. That's literally the meaning of life. It's like, okay, if we have souls and this world, this life is temporary, basically the only thing that really matters is our souls. If they're eternal. So it's because it's like, and they are, because if you die, your soul goes somewhere. It obviously leaves your body, because your body, there's no more life in it. There's no more awareness. So if that's the case, which it is, that's pretty much the only thing that matters. And then, you know, you get your ego telling you other things like, oh, I have to be this person. I have to be this person. Even myself, I have to be, you know, freaking the strongest of the strong, the cream of the crop, you know, which everyone should push to be. God wants us to push ourselves, but God also wants us to be humble and submit to his will. And that's another thing I've kind of been, you know, I've been asking God. I've been like, God, I would love to have a girlfriend. I would love to have, you know, a wife to settle down with someday. And I saw this thing, and it literally showed someone crying out. It was literally a meme. God spoke to me through a meme, and it was saying, God, I'm so lonely. It was showing like the Chad archetype or whatever. And then it was like, God, I wish you'd notice me. And then it showed a picture of Jesus wearing the crown of thorns, covered in blood and crying and saying, I wish you would notice me. And whoa, holy macaroni. That freaking, I'm pretty sure I dropped my phone and I just sat there like, okay, Lord, I see you're trying to get my attention. I'll shut up and I'll listen. You know, that's the only thing you can do sometimes. People say, you know, I've tried God. I've read the Bible front to back. And it's like, no, you haven't. Everyone says that. And if everyone did that, the world would be a different place. But you haven't. So stop freaking lying to me and stop lying to yourself. And stop lying to God. There's no point in lying to God. God already knows the truth. Frick. What was I talking about? Where was I going? 1 second. 1 second, Mundo. But it's kind of like, the way I look at it is, it's like a child asking, "Oh, why isn't my dad drastically changing my life?" You know, it's kind of how I look at it. Like when we turn to God and treat God like a genie. Hypothetically, imagine this sounds great. Imagine you're God, okay, and you create the universe. I just hit a freaking button on my mic. I hope this is still recording. Hey, why? Why would you put the power button right here where you hold it? I mean, honestly, that's probably why there's a clip, so you're supposed to clip it onto your shirt. So, I guess that's the answer to that question. Imagine you're God, and you make everyone and everything, and then people are saying, "God, please help me out. Please, God, show me you're real. Prove to me a little morsel of life that you created that you're real." It's like, you know, the ego in that statement, telling an immortal being, telling God, be a genie for me, you know? And you're coming from someone who doesn't even believe in God, someone who mocks his existence, and then treating him like a genie, being like, make everything right for me. That's almost comical. That's freaking laughable. You have to form a relationship with God, bro. That's what it comes down to. Meditation, prayer, whatever it may be. You know, you got some, and if you've never done it before, say, "God, like, things are going rough. Like, just get in that dark room, that dark place, wherever it is, where it's just silent. And you don't have to get on your knees and pray. Freaking sit down, lay down, or get on your knees, stand up, whatever. And just, God, how should all this stuff's going on in my life? How should I feel about this? How do I do this?" And then just sit there in silence and just chill. And you might get an idea that is usually better than most of your ideas, and then you can rest on that idea and be like, "Is that from God?" And then as time goes on, you'll start to hear a voice. You'll start to hear a whisper. You'll start to get thoughts that are undoubtedly the voice of God trying to tell you. And I'm telling you this because I've seen it myself. I've seen that when I indulge in sin and lust and doing things my way, then that's when I don't hear from God. Because I'm living in sin. I'm living in the flesh. The flesh separates us from God. That's why we can't hear from God. That's why when we're just indulging and we're going out, we're getting drunk, we're having sex, we're watching prawn, we're jerking off, we're smoking pot, we're doing drugs. And then you wonder why you don't hear from God. Yeah, I mean, that's me. I'm not going to point the finger because a lot of times that's me. You know, I've questioned my faith before. But, yeah, at the end of the day, we're just moral beings, so the thought of death comes and goes, you know? It's like, I'm going to build up. Like, look at freaking millionaires and billionaires. They get to the top, and then they wonder, was this what I was grinding for my whole life? Was I supposed to get this amazing feeling, and now I'm not getting it? You know? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. If you let the demons come in, they will come in, okay? I mean, look at guys like Epstein. Guys with it all. I mean, I almost went down the road of justifying, you know. But it goes to show, when you serve yourself, you give demons room to sneak in the door, to sneak in the cracks. They're powerful, bro. They're powerful. If you give them working space, they will use that working space to destroy your life. And, you know, we can get all wound up about the Epstein files, corrupt politicians. Listen, bro, if you're just figuring it out now, the politicians are evil, you're kind of late to the party, okay? You know, I mean, I had no idea that they're, like, sacrificing 5-year-olds and cutting them up and turning them into fertilizer. Like, I couldn't picture that type of evil, but a part of us deep down has always known that there's some corruptness in, you know, these billionaires. Like that one billionaire is trying to live forever. It's like, I genuinely feel uncomfortable when he's talking to the camera. I feel like very, like the way he looks at, he's like, "I'm designing this new way so we can live to be 155 years old." It's just, it's freaky. It freaks me out. It's not normal. I'm not supposed to do that. Frickin', I'm talking about everything but lifting. But freaking switching topics, I guess. Lifting wise, we're doing pretty well. We're staying on track. No insane strength gains, because I've been cruising on. I've been pinning 250 tests a week for like the past 4 months now, maybe even 5 months. So you're not really going to see a lot of strength gains. Just been kind of maintaining, getting a little stronger here and there. I haven't even been lifting weights for like 3 years though. I've only been training for about 2.5 years. So very excited to see what the future has to hold, because I'm seeing a lot of fellows. They've been training for like 7 or 8 years, or like 20-something years, and I'm very interested to see what happens. You know, when I'm in like 5 years down the road from now. You know, I want to see where I'm at. But yeah, freaking just trying to stay busy. Also, guys, my tripod is in shambles, and in a fit of rage, I sent it flying across my basement into the wall. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So that's why my last pull day video in my basement, I was just setting up the camera at like weird different angles. See, I keep on starting to talk about one subject, and then I have another subject in the back of my mind that I want to jump back to, but I lose it. And I attribute that to the smoking weed at night and during the day, which I'm going to try to stop, because I freaking hate weed. I don't know why I do it. I do it to numb myself. I do it so I don't think as much. But that in itself is the road to depression. Because I have a lot of thoughts. You know, I'm thinking a lot of thoughts, and I want to feel a relief from it, so I turn to weed. And it's so bad. Weed sucks. It's terrible. You can't be a serious adult and smoke weed. You really can't. And especially booze. You can't drink booze day-to-day living and expect to be taken seriously. That's grown-ass child behavior. So I guess I'm preaching this to myself as well. I want to see, I don't know. I feel like God is kind of limiting my life right now. So once I stop, He wants me to stop smoking weed, and then He's going to then bless me. Blessings are put off to the side until I start putting my best foot forward. Because it's like, why should the creator of the universe bless me if I'm not trying, if I'm not putting any effort? That's like a boss giving someone a bonus that half-asses their job, you know? So I can't really complain about that. So it's just a matter of actually making a freaking change and keeping myself busy. And honestly, it'd be nice to find a group of people, like-minded individuals to surround myself with. You know, I just being cooped up all day, not doing much, kind of sucks. But yeah, once I get out of my parents' house, gonna be a lot more opportunities. Hopefully this summer, actually. Goal is this summer get an apartment and get a new car. As of right now, just kind of grinding out this YouTube grind. Trying to save my money and trying to live on $485 a week of unemployment pay until I get started with work again, which I'm going to be grinding and begging for a lot of hours at work so I can get like $1,200 a week and just start stacking that shit. But it's just a matter of stacking the money, letting it build up. Yeah, I mean, frick, you know, that's all you can do. That's all I can do at the end of the day. But tomorrow we're gonna hit a push day. I got some freaking supplements coming in. You know, I'm talking about longevity and health. So that's, we get back on track with that. Hopefully that'll affect my blood work in a positive way. I did not do my fasted cardio this morning. I just woke up and ate right away and sucked down some coffee. And I have 45 minutes of cardio left to do today. And I just went very hard on legs. So, yeah. It's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be good. Yeah, guys, hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone's staying positive through the winter. It is the middle of February. That's usually when the seasonal depression starts to really take off, if it's snowy and cold out, you don't really feel like going outside because it's very harsh conditions outside. Just be a guardian. Guard your mind, fellas. If I'm going to say anything, guard your mind and careful what you put your attention on. Not everything deserves it. But again, thank you for watching this video. Honestly, if you see this, please pray for me. Please pray that quitting weed, that I'll be able to quit weed and I won't give in to the temptation to smoke. If anything, you know. But with that being said, I'll see you folks in the next video. Peace out.